Right, all set. So what is asava? Asavas, if we take English meaning, so these are the fermentation, so or taints, or what we can call it as cankers or defects. These are the four terms what we can use. Now, how does asava come to be? Asavas come to be based upon the mental expectation or mental coloring. So what this means is, if we take bhava asava, okay, so we want something to happen or we don't want something not to happen. So let's say in this life I am something, but I won't want that thing, I want something else. So next time I want to become that next time can be anywhere. So let's say I'm born in India, but now I love America. So there is a mental expectation that I should have born in America, or I should have settled down in America because that country is good. And it's a very nice place to stay. I can make a good amount of money or career or whatever. Or I want to land in Australia or in New Zealand or wherever it is. So whatever is the current one, I don't want that to be there. This is what the mental taints or mental fermentation is. So we want the things to continue the way we want. That's called bhava asava. Vibhava is we don't want that very thing but something else to have. I'm getting bored of it, so I want something else, and that something else as an expectation creates vibhava. So you have three bhava. One is kama bhava, okay, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. Like that you have kamatanaha, bhavatanaha, vibhavatanaha. That means craving for sensual, craving for to become something, or craving for not becoming something. So let's say I'm a painter, I don't want painting, I want something else. If I'm a scientist, I don't want that, I want something else. So we keep on naming and we want to become that, and that is what creates new life. Because I want to exist again and again to do something or the other. So this or that. So if we take kama asava, so we go into two extremes, which we already covered, but that is what the asavas is. So we'll either go to kama sukhalu kanu yogo. That means we want sensuality to exist and we want to enjoy the sensual feeling in everything we do. So we start with hunger. So we are hungry for everything. So we are hungry for food, we are hungry for position, we are hungry for fame, we are hungry for name, we are hungry for possession, we are hungry for even Buddha Dhamma. Is again kama asava. When I say Buddha Dhamma, it doesn't mean that it is wrong. It is, some people go to extreme of Dhamma, wherein they don't believe or they start abusing others if they are not Buddha Dhamma, just like what other religion might do. So when we have religious intolerance, or when we have this religious fanatism, can be whichever religion, can be Islam or Hindu or Buddhist or Jain or Christian, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but that is still kama. So I want my religion to be there. I don't want another religion should exist. What I am saying is right and what others are saying is wrong. And that happens in the mind. So that mind is also in kama, sensual. It is hitting, or it is conditioned by thought. And kama exists in thought also. It's not only the five senses, it's a sixth sense also. So this is one side, and another side is kila matanuyogo. That means you suppress so much. Let's say I feel hungry, I don't eat because I want to stay fast. Or if I feel like sleeping, I will not sleep. If I feeling hot, I will make it even more hot. If I'm feeling cold, I'll make even more cold. And if I'm feeling like going to urination, I will hold it. I will hold my breath. Some crazy thing what you start doing, that is called as kila mata. Some people, they go mad on fasting. Okay, meaning they say that I will not have water in the morning till night, and next day only I will have. Okay, this in Sanskrit becomes kila matta. Matta means lowest of the lowest. Kila is down. Matta is, you can't go below that. So you torture. Basically, it becomes like torturing. So there is one sutta where Buddha explains about this torture, how they torture themselves and others. So the people who are associated with them, they also get tortured. So let's say I have one of my family member, he or she, and they say that we will not eat. Now you can't eat in front of them. Similarly, let's say I go to Dubai or go wherever in Middle East, and then there is Ramadan, or they don't eat, but you can't also eat in public. So you have to eat at your home. You can't drink water. And that is their custom, that is agreeable. But then you have to deprive. So overindulgence is also a problem, and depriving is also a problem. This is called as fermentation. You ferment your mind, basically. So every religion has a belief system, and that belief system can take you to Kama Sukha, or it can take you to Kilamata. That is what Buddha did for 6 years. He followed the Nigantas, Jains, and they did a lot of austerity. So he did all of that and much more than what they could do. So in 6 years, they followed the Nigantas, and there is a sutta where he talks about his struggle. What all did he face? It's a very nice suttas are there, where he starts explaining from his day one of starting, after he cut his hairs and changed the robes, then how it was after he left his teachers, 2 of his teachers, Udaka Ramaputta, and when he started searching, how he started torturing with the 5 other ascetics whom he met, who became very close friends of Gautama, and how he tried doing it, the austerity. So every religion promises austerities, every tradition promises austerity, and there is a Salleka Sutta which talks about what is being austere or penance or tapas. The sallekha in Sanskrit becomes tapas. Okay, penance. So if you follow that, there are 44 penance system, what he talks about, meaning 44 like we take the precept, so he talks about 44 things, and if you do those 44 things, that is sufficient. You don't have to do anything more than that. Okay, so this becomes kama. Without our knowledge, we might be following something which is kama, but still shows that you are on the path of liberation, which is not true. Even with Buddhist, meaning uposatha as an example, there's a way of doing it. It is not about not eating. Some people go to the extreme. So going to any extreme, in whichever way it is going to create problem. That problem of going to extreme is called as asava. So the fermentation will start flowing in the consciousness. Okay, and that creates burden. So you're burdening yourself. Instead of being light, I am burdening myself. And because I am burdening myself, there is no growth. It becomes physical. And he doesn't say that you should not be doing. You should do it. You should do sallekha. But he found out the practice. He found out how to do it. That's one. Second is food. What kind of food is suitable and what kind of food is not suitable? So you'll get a lot of views, but all of that is kama. So food that doesn't bring laziness or heaviness is good food. Okay, now Buddha found out what is the best way then, because you don't have a choice of calling good or bad or ugly or whatever. So now this applies to the bhikkhus, it doesn't apply to the lay people. So he created two divisions. One division for those who have left their homes and they know it is a stressful thing to be in their home or trying to maintain a family and this and that. So it is better for liberation, you become a bhikkhu. Now there are people who are lay followers, so they can't leave their family and come. So he created two systems. First, let's understand about lay follower. When you have a lay follower, that means each person in the family differ by what he or she likes as food. So he tried bringing in something equanimity in food, meaning he explained about why you require ahara. We already gone through that ahara thing. So once we reflect upon the ahara, for what reason we have to eat food, automatically making different dishes will go away. So then that is good, that is sufficient. So even if you have 3 times, you are eating the same thing 3 times. Generally, we are not tuned for eating the same thing 3 times. We'll feel bored. Tomorrow also same thing. Day after tomorrow also same thing. So then I feel bored of it. After a few days, you feel the taste is totally gone because you are eating the same item. Now definitely the tongue will say, I'm tired. Give me some other food. Now this is where the lay follower can do. Just eat the same one. Don't change. Now what happens due to that? The kama, sukha is gone. Now you come to a stage of accepting any food is good food. Some people create a lot of dishes. There's nothing right about it, wrong about it, but in the end it turns into a waste. So let's say we have festival. Now, whether it is a Buddhist festival or a Hindu festival or a Muslim festival or Christian festival or whatever festival, it's festival. So when you have festival, you have the main relishing item is food. What if you don't have festival? And you start observing why should you eat food? Then you immediately, the kama asava goes away. Meaning it's for maintenance, not for anything. No matter how many different types of food we eat, the overall aim is to maintain the body. You are replacing the 4 elements by taking 4 elements, and that's all. Whether I'm a lay follower or I'm a bhikkhu, it doesn't really matter. Now if I'm a bhikkhu, once at 11 o'clock if I eat, there is no strain. That means I don't have to walk or do some physical activity or something wherein I need regular intake of 4 elements. So what Buddha did is he found out a way of reducing hunger, not suppressing. Now there's that extreme where you suppress hunger. At this extreme where you keep on eating. Now he came to the middle path. The middle path is knowing why you're eating. You're eating not because you want to eat. You're eating to maintain the 4 elements, which will not be maintained ultimately. Because every day the body keeps on changing. That shows anicca nature. So it is good both ways. One, I can understand anicca nature. 2 is that I can see how every day the body is growing. So let's say, I think 2 years ago, 2019, I never had a single white hair coming on my mustache. Not even one. So now I am 49. I'll be turning 50 now. So let's say until 48, there's not even a single. Now I'm having 5 or 6. And after few years, let's say 1 or 2 years, I think 40-50% will be filled with white hairs. And I think by another 5-6 years from then, I think the whole thing will be white. Right? Now you see the fun. I am eating the same food. Same food means different dishes. Food is the same, but it is not making, that food is not making this black hair to come. No matter what I eat, whether I eat chapati or I eat sabzi or eat the best of the chapati, best of the sabzi and best of the rice and best of the sambar or lentils or whatever it is, and if I eat whatever I eat, whether it's a Maharashtrian thali or a Karnataka thali or a Indian thali or a Mexican thali or a Chinese thali or a American thali or a continental thali or whatever, or the best of the organic food. Let's say somebody has put a board, it's organic, 100% organic, 100% no chemicals used, and it costs 4 times the cost of a normal one. Would that eating bring back the white hairs to become black? No. This is the understanding. Then there is no asavas. Now if I am in kama sukhalukanu yoga, the immediate reaction to this white hairs coming on my mush is to color it. That's the only option left. Why? Because I feel not okay, I feel insulted, I feel worried, I feel upset, and I feel that my youth is going. That's the main problem. Why youth? Because if I am in youthful state, it reduces the nearness of death. If I am not in youthful state, it very clearly shows to anyone that I am nearing death, and nobody likes to die. Simple. You ask any human being, any animal, anything, including an insect or even a mosquito or an ant, and go and ask, do you want to die? It says no, I will run away. So it will start, the moment you start holding or catching it, it runs away. Why? Because it wants to protect. That is what Kama Sukha is all about. Even in the smallest of the smallest to the biggest as a human being, you have the same thing. I don't want to die. So there are two choices now. You create a concept saying that this kind of food will give you youthful state, and that kind of food will not give you youthful state. This kind of cream will make you youthful, and that kind of cream doesn't make you youthful. This kind of juices will make you youthful, and that kind of juices will not make you youthful. And this kind of fruits makes you youthful, and that kind of fruit doesn't make you. So you create the boundaries. This is called as ittha bhava and anyatha bhava. You always want to be in ittha bhava, this state. Anyatha bhava is other state. If you don't do this, that will happen. So what does the parent say to the young child? If you don't study, you will fail. You will fail. So you should study. Otherwise you get anyatha bhava. If you don't eat food, good food, you will get into diseases. So anyatha bhava. Today what's the problem? If you don't wear mask, if you don't take vaccination, you will get corona. So every being don't like to suffer. So they don't want anyatha bhava to happen. So they want to stick with ittha bhava. But the problem with ittha bhava itself is pain. So there is suffering. That is what the dukkha is all about. So in eating there is suffering. Now the question comes, what to eat? Well, so much of assorted food available, and everybody relishes food, and that is the reason that young child at 7, sabbe satta aharattika, that means every being here is only for food. Okay, so this is the kama sukhalukanu yoga. And because of food we have sensual lust. The remaining, what is the remaining? Sight, sound, taste anyway gone, so smell, touch, these 4, and overall makes it enjoyable in the mind. So when I see a girl or a woman, I don't like a lean, flat looking woman. So let's say there's a celebrity, people go to watch movies, and if they were to watch a very lean, no figure kind of a woman and dark, let's say she wouldn't be selected in the first place. Let's say she was selected. Would anybody go to that movie? No. You will not get even a single person going to the movie. Forget the movie. What about Miss Universe or Miss India or Miss World or whatever it is? Or models. Or the TV, the presenters who come and present. If they look pale, if they look bleached out, if they have white hairs completely, they have not dyed their hairs, and they have not put any kind of foundation or anything, would we still like them? Or would people, not we, would people like them coming on the screen? 99.9% no. What happened to Preeti She's left. We'll wait. We'll wait for her to come. Okay, 1 second. Somebody messaged me. Let me reply. So what should we do? Continue? Yeah, you are on mute. Yeah, I think we will wait for her. But in the meanwhile, we can speak whatever other things you wanted to speak before she comes. Or you have anything, or you don't have anything? Okay. So we really have to wait for her. We don't know what happened. Internet went away or something happened. Today your internet seems to be good. There is no grains. The transmission is good. What's that? Ah, okay. Okay.
I can message her whether she is joining or not.
Yeah, even I can. Oh yeah, you can just do that. Find out. She said something?
No. I think we should continue then.
Okay, we shouldn't, or we should?
We should.
We should, okay. Let me.
Yeah, she can still save from the recording.
1 minute. Let me ask her. Welcome back. No problem. So what I was saying is that the food creates the need for enjoying other senses, and I was talking about the girl. So If there is a news presenter of this advertisement person or whatever it is, and she's dark looking, it's okay. But if she is having aged look, and when you say aged look, it means skin is crumpled and she's very lean, she looks as though she never had food in her life. The question comes, would she still be taken for doing the news presentation or doing a serial, what people see? No. Everybody wants a puffy kind of face and a fair, or even if it is brown skin, but it should be shining, glossy. Now, why do we like that? It's because of the karma, not because of anything else. So our liking is on karma. And that body which is coming from food. She or he is not developing it in any given way. But since we don't know that, we think we are developing the body. So we say, I'm going to gymnasium, I'm doing this, I'm jogging, I'm running, and I am eating this kind of food, that kind of food, and all that. Not knowing that no matter what you do, you will age. So that knowing will remove kama sukha. So this is on the food. Then comes clothing. We wear thousands of shirts or t-shirts and dresses, and females, you put more dresses. Okay, so that is again karma. So the reason why we are having clothes, again, there are two versions. One version is you keep on buying, another version is don't wear at all. Both are wrong. We should know why we are wearing cloth. We are wearing cloth for protecting oneself from cold and heat and dust on one side, and insects and other creeping things on the other side. For that reason, and also covering the shameful parts. Other than that, there is no other need. So 2 or 3 pairs of dress is sufficient. For a lay follower, say 10 pair or maximum 20 pair of dresses is sufficient. There's no need for keep on going to shopping center and buying. So the second one. Third one is shelter. We again having shelter for the basic reason of getting rid of heat and cold and insects and worms and animals, wild animals or domesticated animal or whatever it is, or dogs or cats or pigs and goat or whatever it is coming and disturbing. So you created a boundary wall, then you have created a home, and also safeguarding oneself from thieves and robbers and bandits or these criminals who come and do something. So for that reason only you should have a home. So Gari is home. And why you require home is to have a comfort enough to sustain your brahmacharya. But as a lay follower and for a bhikkhu, then he doesn't have any home. He becomes 100% anagarika. Now from a lay perspective, anagarika is a person who mentally has removed it, but physically he still stays with his family, and that would become anagarika. The third one. Fourth one is medicine, not for enjoyment. So some people take drugs for enjoyment. That's not drugs in the sense that not the other drugs. I'm talking about even the normal. 1 second. So Same thing that some people take this unnecessary vitamin tablets, unnecessary other drugs, some tonics, some kind of what we can say body toning. There's so many things which have come. You keep on saying that this will help, that will help, that kind will help, this kind will help. So that is another thing. So that is not required. You require medicines when you are sick. You don't require medicine when not sick. Some people make it a habit to go for testing every year because they say that you should get tested. No need. The body automatically tells you if you are not okay. But that is again kama sukha lukanu yoga. Why? Because the diagnostic center, they have created such a nice place. So if they don't have patients or they don't have people coming there for testing, then what would they do with so much of investment? So then they have a corporate membership, and then they have insurance policy, they have this and that to make sure that the kama sukha is always guaranteed. Like, so you take an insurance policy, and the insurance policy is for 1 crore, and you are paying 20,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees or whatever 1,000 rupees you are going to pay every year. Then they say you get 5-star comfort. But the body pain is not 5-star. The bed might be 5-star. The TV might be 5-star, but the pain what he undergoes, if it is a dialysis, or if it is a kidney some problem, or if it is liver, or it is intestine, or it's heart, or lungs, or whatever, it's not fun. Even if you put a 52 inches TV in front of him, would it remove his pain? No. But we have created a concept like that. So 99% of the world is kama sukha, and 1% of the world will go with kilamatta. None will go on the middle path. Normal people. This is very worth to see. And when we see that, we see how much asavas are there. So it can come to devotion, then it can come to spirituality, same thing can come to job, same thing can come to marriage, same thing can come to how you have to stay, and all categories of life. This kama sukha kilamata can come because we have no idea why we are supposed to do certain things. So this is the first one. And second one, I already spoken about the bhavasava. So then we come to the ditti asava, third one. What do we mean by ditti? So he says there are two people, again something similar. Some people argue that this world only comes and it is endless. Okay. And he says Sat, truth. And it exists forever. This loka, Jagat, is truth. And it's going to exist forever. It doesn't go into dissolution because it again comes back. So it is always there. And some people will say that nothing is there forever. So one view is everything exists forever. Another view says that nothing exists forever. So when you say anicca is impermanent, it becomes a problem when you come here, ditti. Because you create a permanent, which is also wrong. You create an impermanent, that is also wrong. So, dvaya nisitto kvayam kachayana loko yebhujyena atittancheva nathinam cha. So, loka samudayam. So, loka samudayam ko kachayana yatha bhutam sampanya pasato ya loka natha iti sa na hoti. So when one views in looking at arising of the world, how does the world arise to be? It's very simple. This is a good experiment which I experienced some time ago. You just watch a seed turning itself into a small plant. It has arisen. So it is not, if somebody says that nothing is there forever, it is wrong. But if somebody says that this is going to stay forever, no, it is changing its form every moment. Every day it is growing, so that a previous growth is gone and a new growth has happened. And then it comes into from a sapling it has become a big plant with thick stem. And again it gets old and falls down. So that means you can see arising and ceasing. Now you can see arising and ceasing as anicca. So the nicca sanya will go away. So that is the ditti. So you get to see either it is continuously arising or it is continuously going away. It's very hard to see arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing, arising, ceasing. Just like the river water, you'll always see it is going, but nobody sees it's arising and going. Even in every, like if you stand in front of a beach, the water will arise and go, arise and go, arise and go. But what we see, we call it as wave. It is always there. So we get into that mindset. So this is the ditti. So he says, when one sees with wisdom the constant arising and the constant ceasing of the world, the view of existence, attitha, doesn't occur. Nathitha, attitha. Nathitha is nothing, attitha is always being there. Atti, nathi. Sat, asat. So people fight on sat and asat. This world exists? No. This world doesn't exist? No. Does the world exist and not exist? No. So now you have a fight. Which one should you take as a view? And that is the ditti. This is the ditti asava. Okay. Now if we take avijja asava, there are 7 of them. That will be too rude without anyone, which I can do. So maybe we can do it tomorrow from 6 to 8. We anyway were to do this. So I will do it as part of Bodhipakya Dhamma. So then we can continue, because after Sammapadhana itself, this will start, Iddipada. And in Iddipada, the one of that is Asavas, the Avijja Asava, because there is Avijja itself in that, in the Iddipada. So then we can talk about the 7 kinds of Asavas, which Pahatabba, that means you see and remove it. Okay, so we will do like that. That's better. Since nobody has turned up, So we will just end up here. So any questions you have on this, we can discuss on this as much as you want. I don't have anything urgency. So these are the three. So Kamasava, Bhavasava, Ditthiyasava.
How to remove Ditthiyasava?
You have to see arising and passing away. You have to penetrate anicca. Then the Ditti will not be. So that's what. See, the easy example is morning till evening. Morning happens, evening happens. So if you say only morning happens, it's wrong. If you say evening doesn't happen, it is wrong. If you say only evening happens, it's wrong. If you say morning and evening happens, it's also wrong. Why? Because earth is turning. It's not that morning is happening and evening is happening, because earth is turning. Now the question comes, will the earth always turn? Till the condition is right, it will turn, otherwise it will dissolve. Will the sun always be there? No. They found out that sun has life, it is going to die. Earth has life, it is going to die. So you can see it's arising, you can see it's ceasing also. Both are going to be there. Now how do I see it? Forget about sun and moon and star. How do I see it in my life? Just see a seed. Just see yourself. You have arisen and you are on the verge of departure. Every day there's a departure. When does the departure happens? Night. You don't have to go till your end of life. You can see every night, and we've been meeting for last 2 months now. All that we did is gone, but it arose. So we can't say it is not there at all. We can't say it is an illusion. Which one? The arising. We can't say delusion of departure. Both are going to be there. It is going to arise, it's going to pass away. The world arises and the world passes away. Now what is loka? 5 senses. It arises and it passes away, and that's what it's all about. So let's say the wife comes from this room. She's arisen at that moment and she passes away to another room. Now if you say wife never came, it's wrong. Wife is always going to exist, is also wrong. Wife never existed, that is also wrong. So the Rupa has existence, but it passes away. Vedana has existence, but it passes away. Sanya has existence, but it passes away. Sankhara has existence, but passes away. Vijnana also has an existence, but passes away. This Vijnana is conditioned consciousness. It passes away as soon as the 4 conditions are there. It will stay. The moment the 4 condition moves away, that also moves away. So all the 5 khandas keep on moving like this, just like the frames. I think I sent that video. I think you would have seen that. How that bottle of Coke can see the light passing through. Life is like that. So as it passes through, you have life, and previous one keeps on falling. And that's how our body is also functioning. If you see our body, you take food, it digests, it goes away. And then again new food comes, again digests, again goes away. Again new food comes, again. So the previous one keeps on dying. And that's the reason we are calling it as aging. So we age because of that. So it arises and passes away. Arise, pass, arise, pass. So that is how the Ditti is removed. This is called as Yatha Bhuta Jnana. You don't have to believe in a God. You don't have to believe in some spirit, or you don't have to believe in something. You can yourself watch.
To
I couldn't hear anything.
see things as they are.
To see things as they are.
That way,
Yes, yatha bhuta jnana. You are really seeing the things they are. What are the things? It's the five element. You are able to see it as they are. They arise and they pass away. The consciousness is the one which is pushing the five elements to do something. So it looks as though you are doing. But it's a five element which is going away. New five element comes and the old goes away. New five element comes and goes away. In everything. Same thing with the seed in the pot. If you really see, it is inside. It starts eating. Then suddenly it starts to come. Comes up, comes up, comes up. So very small sapling. Then some more. So it's taking food. It is drinking, eating, drinking. So it keeps on taking shape. So what the consciousness is doing? It is pushing out that whatever is there in the seed. So in our life, whatever is there in our seed keeps on coming. If you have supposed to have a fair skin in the seed, you are having fair skin. If you are supposed to have a dark skin in the seed, you are going to have a dark skin. If you are going to have a tall frame, you are going to have a tall frame. If you are going to have a short frame, you are going to have a short frame. If you are going to be a fat frame, it's going to be fat frame. If you're going to lean frame, you are going to have a lean frame. But it arises and passes away. Similarly, if you're supposed to have some diseases coming due to what we call a genetics, it's there in the seed. Consciousness doesn't have any kind of trouble, any defect. The genetics has a defect. It's not a consciousness has a defect. So if you are the body, you are going to suffer. If you are the mind, you are going to suffer. But if you are the consciousness, you don't suffer because you never had any problem in the first place. You are just bringing out whatever has been there in the seed. Then there is no asava. Okay, so shall we end? Okay, then Namo Buddhaya.
Oh.
Bye. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Bye.
yeah.